The term little 250 gets thrown around a lot, but when you've got to physically drag it out of a big mud hole, you really change your tune on that.
Summer. It sounds good right now after what we just experienced, doesn't it?
Yeah, but this thing is even louder than I remember. I seem to think that every time I get on it. I keep thinking it's just the other day since I rode this thing, but it's been like 2 weeks. The old KLX just doesn't like this little piece of road. Always seem to be running into a headwind here. It's the first time trying this helmet mic'd up. See how it turns out. I have this feeling right now it's just nothing but a mess of wind noise. Hopefully when the speeds and the wind calm down a little bit, it sounds a little bit better. It can be a pretty boring little piece of road slash trail here, but this will be the first time off road all year. This road is always so damn rutted. It's also the road where I got my first flat tire. Hopefully that doesn't repeat itself. This looks a little soggier than usual. Very, very soggier than usual. It's usually a hard bottom to it. That felt pretty greasy. Strange road. You see a lot of cars and trucks wandering through it. The trucks I can understand, but sometimes you see some very small little cars trying to pass through here too. I'm not sure what the heck they're trying to do, but I see guys fishing out here once in a while too. Right here actually is where I had to patch the damn flat to get out of here. There's a train out here coming. It is a train. This one's just a short little one. Ugh. I went through that last summer. It was a lot drier then. Speaking of rutty roads, this is always a great one too. Great spot to just hook a rut and face plant. It's the worst thing about this time of year. You get some super deep water and mud holes and no idea what's at the bottom of them. Kind of like this. I tend to do a lot of my riding alone. And I've had my fill at attempting really deep water and mud in those situations. Getting stuck and having to physically drag the bike out by hand. You know, the term little 250 gets thrown around a lot, but when you've got to physically drag it out of a big mud hole over the course of about an hour and a half, you really change your tune on that. Private property, keep out. Well, that's it for that then. That's one thing I don't do is mess around on other people's property. This is a snowmobile trail most of the year, so in other words, the rest of the year it's just total swamp and crap. around this area, there's just not much good riding spots at all. Everyone I've ever spoken to says this is just horrible ground for dirt bike trails and whatnot. It's just way too swampy. There's excellent ground not very far away, but it's still a bit of a drive to get there. So if you want to just, you know, find some dirt roads in a hurry, kind of put up with this crap. I think that male duck was a little pissed off. I come a little too close to his woman there. I always wonder what people think about these trails just crossing their driveways. I guess they don't block them off usually, so. Guess that's the beauty of being street legal too. Get tired of screwing around like that, just hit the pavement. Let's see how shitty this is. Most of these trails are made for four-wheelers, and just about everything in them is no big deal at all for them, but kind of a pain in the ass on a dirt bike. I've been through here a million times. I've never noticed this road. That's strange. I'm guessing this is like a new subdivision. Oh, just cheap little houses. Starter homes. Well, let's at least do this again on the way out. Geez, a steep one. What a greasy mess that is. Make sure that fender pack ain't going anywhere. Ah, the old ruts and roots. Simple little trails like that amuse me, because if I ever claim to be a really skilled off-road rider, you can definitely call me a liar. So anything at all like that is a blast for me. Can't believe I've had this bike like 5 years now. I guess it'll be 5 years this summer. I had some big plans to really take it off-road all the time, and never really did. Not nearly as much as I'd like to anyway. Seems like all these 50-50 worn out tires do is just pack up with sand and mud. They don't clear very well. Even after you're out of the mud, it still feels like you're slipping and sliding everywhere. I guess this soggy ground has part to do with that. It seems that's all this whole area is just sandy muck everywhere. And it's actually been a fairly dry spring for us so far. If it were wetter, it'd be even uglier. Try to pick up a little speed once in a while just to clear the crap out of the tires. But of course that gets sketchy as hell because they're still wandering everywhere. unpredictable about these four-wheeler trails is ground can be perfectly fine, and all of a sudden you hit a spot where they've spun it like 3 or 4 feet deep for some reason. Getting pelted with mud now. I think at this point I'm just kind of cruising around town to give the mud a chance to dry so I can clean it off a little easier. So I guess that about does it for this one. If you're still watching at this point, and you haven't already, it'd be a great time to subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.